Hey everyone, ready for some interesting chocolate today? I'm going to talk about a small batch chocolate maker out of Portland, Oregon today, Foxglove chocolate. It was founded by Linnea Surla in 2018, so pretty recent, out of Portland, Oregon. But let me back up and tell you a little bit about Linnea and how she got into chocolate and chocolate making. So Linnea grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and she's had always been interested in cooking and food. She said that her mom cooked a lot of different things, even though she grew up in the Midwest. She cooked a lot of different things, and she was exposed to a lot of different foods through traveling, whether it was road trips in the US or she had some study abroad time in Spain and she lived in London. So she's brought her travel experiences into her food experiences. She has a degree in poli-sci from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, but she has a really cool day job. So she is actually a certified cheese professional, which I think is awesome. And I know other people who have done this, and it's a hard thing. It's a hard test to pass. It's harder than you would think to become a certified cheese professional. So I think that's awesome. She has worked at Whole Foods for 19 years, and in her area, she's actually the person or team leader in charge of cheese and beer and wine, coffee and chocolate. And so she's got this whole background in tasting fine flavored foods, and she's coming to the craft chocolate world with this willingness to explore and learn, and already a background, a lexicon of tasting fine foods and what that means. So she really loves to learn to taste, to bring sweet and savory together. When she discovered the craft chocolate world, she was totally amazed. And when she started thinking about that she could make it, she was super excited. And being in Portland, Oregon, luckily enough, if you're in Portland, you're lucky to be close to Mackenzie at Map Chocolate. And Linnea got to take Mackenzie's Bean to Bar class in 2018, and from there she was off and running. So she learned from someone who is really good at making chocolate and mastering flavors, and she also has her own background to bring in all these different flavor combinations and flavor possibilities from her own experience. So something else that I really like that she said was that she likes to learn, and the more that she learns, she realizes the more there is to learn. So she's always open to learning new things. So that's awesome. So I have a few of her bars, and they're really interesting flavors that I'm interested in trying. One of them I have not had before. So here's the Strawberry Balsamic, Passion Fruit, Yum, Lilikoi, Caprese. I'm going to open this one. It is what you think it is. And the Black and White, which is black currant white chocolate with black licorice. And I also had, I ate it, I have had her Li Hing Nguyen pineapple bar, which for me reminded me, it was based on her travel experience to Hawaii, and because I've lived in Hawaii, it reminded me about Hawaii flavors, and it was just a joy to eat. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and it's got a flower in the front, so I'm going to talk a little bit about botany too. So let's flip the camera around and we'll do that. All right, so obviously one of Linnea's passions or hobbies is chocolate, and she's always loved chocolate. She's one of those people that are like keys, wallet, chocolate. Except she told me when she was pregnant with her first daughter, and she, if you've ever been around somebody who's pregnant or have been pregnant, sometimes there are just foods that you cannot eat, and with her, chocolate was one of them. So, but another one of her passions is gardening. And so when she was trying to find a name for her chocolate in 2018. She was trying to think of something, and Foxglove just kind of rang for her. It just kind of fit. And so she looked it up and she found some interesting facts. So Foxglove, the plant genera, is digitalis, and it's actually a very poisonous group of plants for animals and for people. It has compounds in it called cardiac glycosides, which will basically make you have cardiac arrhythmia if you eat it, and it's very dangerous. But interesting enough, it's also used as a heart medication. So like in 1998, they approved it for heart medication. But again, the dose is important. So this one in particular is interesting because it is digitalis parviflora, which is called the milk chocolate foxglove. And it's got these tiny brown orange flowers on it, and it's very pretty to look at, but fits perfectly in with her business of chocolate. So, but like I said, foxglove is totally poisonous. Don't eat it. She's got this warning on the back of her package. Foxglove flowers are not edible. There are no foxglove in this chocolate. That's a good thing because, woo, it would get our hearts going even more when we ate her chocolate. All right, so I think I'm going to open these two today. I'm going to open the Strawberry Balsamic because this is one of her more popular flavors. And then I'm going to open the Caprese because this is such an interesting flavor combination for chocolate, something that you don't see very often. So I'm just going to use a pair of scissors today because my hands are really dry. All right. I like that this is a resealable zipper pouch. That's nice. All right, so I had some technical glitches, so you're not going to see me open this one, but when I warmed it up a little bit with my thumb, you get the really nice strawberry aroma coming through. The strawberry flavor is obviously more when you get a piece of the dehydrated or freeze-dried strawberry in there. These little brown specks are actually, I'm going to show you a close-up there. That is the balsamic vinegar. I think some of them are probably the pepper as well. And that just brings a really nice earthy acidity to the bar. It really complements the strawberry well, and it's just really a really nicely flavor balanced bar that has both sweet and savory in there, and they work so well together. So I can see why this is definitely one of her more popular bars. And then we have the Caprese bar. It looks awesome. So the Caprese, let me just let you look at the ingredients here. So we have, this is an olive oil and basil white chocolate with tomato and vinegar. So it's got cocoa butter, whole milk, cane sugar, olive oil, basil, tomato, balsamic vinegar, maltodextrin, and kosher salt. So we've got the beautiful color on this bar, which I'm sure the green is coming from the basil. And then you've got I don't know if it's dehydrated or freeze-dried, looks like cherry tomatoes on the back. And when you smell this, depending on which side you're smelling, you either get the tomato really strong, or if you smell this side, you get the herbal nature of the basil with the sweet, and maybe even a little bit of the olive oil in there as well. So it's really interesting bar. And then when you taste it, the tomato provides some acidity that goes really well with the sweet, and then you get the herbal of the basil coming in there and the acidity again of the balsamic vinegar, and it's just really, really well balanced. So you can't really melt a whole tomato in your mouth. So you have to chew the parts with the tomato, but I also took just a piece of the chocolate where it was just the chocolate and no tomato. And it also is really nicely balanced with the acidity of the vinegar and the sweetness of the sugar in the white chocolate and the herbal notes of the basil in there. So it's just, I'm not necessarily surprised, but pleasantly, I don't know, surprised at the balance in this bar. Usually with young chocolate makers, you don't get that kind of awareness of pairings and flavor balance until they're much further along in their experience. And she's really, I am sure that her experience with being a certified cheese professional comes into understanding the balance between savory and sweet and how different flavors can both play off of each other and play with each other in a good way. So that is Foxglove chocolate. I just wanted to show you, I'm not going to try this one today, but I also wanted to show you this black and white. This is the blackcurrant licorice bar. And again, it's got beautiful color and beautiful, look at the color on that. Can you see the purple color on that bar? And look at the back. Then you've got the licorice and the salt. So nice to play the savory and the sweet against each other. She's really got a handle on that. So let's flip the camera around and finish up. All right, so that was Foxglove chocolate. Linnea is a one-person operation. She does micro batches and small bean-to-bar batches. She is not looking on growing to be super huge. Right now she's just got plans to keep it small but keep going, exploring all these unique flavor combinations that she might have in her mind, and I'm excited to see what she comes up with because I'm really impressed with her ability to balance the flavors in the bar and her ability to combine the sweet and savory so well. So that's Foxglove chocolate. Botany and chocolate, two of my favorite things. So next week we will talk about another chocolate maker, and if you enjoy learning the stories behind the chocolate and learning about the chocolate, then be sure to like this video and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks for joining me.